That's right. Liam McHugh joining us here on the show. Liam, how we doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. That was an incredible intro. I think you could add sweaty to it. I worked out for the first time in months, and that was hours ago, and I'm still sweating. So I'm old,
Dude,
and it's awful.
You must look like truly a tough guy with that mustache and sweating at the gym. I mean, you must really get some scared looks, huh?
Yeah. It's a nice hotel too. It's not really meant for people like me. So it's. I get a lot of odd looks. It's more of like Gretzky's hotel than it is Leaf's hotel. But he's lucky. I'm lucky enough that he allows me to stay here.
Very nice. Has this postseason been crazier than previous postseasons? Am I crazy on that?
No, I mean, I think you can make the case. Absolutely. I'll tell you what I like about it. And it's something that we normally do not get in hockey, which is I really do believe that we have the four best teams in the Final Four, which is something we almost never, ever get in hockey at this point. Dallas was the one seed in the West. They were the best team all year, the deepest team. Edmonton, basically since they made the coaching change, could make the case that they were one of, if not the best team in all of hockey, and definitely since January 1st. And then in the East, you have the two division winners and the team that went to the final last year in Florida. So I think definitely you're the best four teams here, but it has been nasty. It has been unpredictable. It's been strange. I mean, we went on the air and we got video of Sam Bennett punching Brad Marchand in the face. The missing piece of video that no one could find mysteriously emerged an hour before we went on air. And that was just bizarre. I mean, it was like we had written it, but we didn't. We didn't even know where we got it. And it was just sort of sent. And it was said, this was always there. No one knew about it. They didn't check this. Guess what? Here it is. Then Sam Bennett comes on TV and he wants to talk about it, which is crazy. I couldn't believe he was willing to do that. It's been tremendous. There's been so many different storylines. And what I like right now is we've got these four teams left. I have no idea where this is going to go. I thought the Rangers were the worst team today. They won that game. Shesterkin saved them late in that game. So we're still in that level of unpredictability, even though we've gotten this far.
You got to tell us more about the Sam Bennett thing, because he became the villain of all villains in Boston for the hit on Marchand. We then saw the reverse angle, as you said, and it looked like he gets that rabbit punch, that punch into the face, and Marchand goes down for the series, and he's got the concussion. And you don't have that footage until a couple of days later. But that's a television camera, right? You guys didn't know you had that footage. I mean, this adds JFK conspiracy layers to the NHL postseason. What happened?
No doubt. I mean, I am not sure that it was one of our cameras that caught it to start with. I can tell you that where Darren Pang stands, which is right in between the benches, that position, which is basically right in front of Bennett. We asked Pang, and he said, it's funny because I was looking like the same place Jim Montgomery was looking, which was where the puck moved. He's like, so I did not look at the play. He's like, you're not, they're going to hit each other, but you're not watching the play of two guys who don't have the puck. So he's like, I missed it. He goes, there's a camera right behind me. So we look at that film, and I'm not even kidding you. The stanchion right here, the camera hits it right when they hit. It was like, which was great because it's always added to the conspiracy. It was like Sam Bennett knew where the stanchion was. It was like, that's the spot where I can make a hit. I mean, it was ridiculous. But there was, I guess, within, they have these highlight melts at the end of these things. And it was all the way at the back of a melt, the last piece of video. And it was sitting there, and someone's like, well, what is this? And there it was, clear as day. And amazingly, Bennett then comes on after that game, which they then go on to win. He's his own best lawyer. He tells us, in no uncertain terms, that this is not what he intended to do. And how could he even think of that while the play's happening, that he wouldn't have time to do it? And everyone's like, all right, well, we're looking at the video right here, so I don't know about that. Then Brad Marchand comes out and says, hey, listen, that's hockey. That's hockey. I've been there. I've done it. I've done some things. People are going to judge me. And he's willing to just move on and say, let's play. Let's see who wins this, which I think is one of the cool things about this sport, that it's like, hey, that was crazy. It happened, but I maybe at some point in my career would have done the exact same thing.
Well, he's had a few of those incidents. So it was good to hear that he had some self-awareness on that. But come on, man, tell us how it's possible in this melt. You guys are the broadcast partner of the league. You didn't know that you had this footage, and you don't know who took it, and you don't know if it was your camera guy. I don't believe that.
I can tell you right now, I don't think it was ours. I don't think it was
So
like,
what other TV broadcast could it have been? The Canadian
well, I mean,
broadcast?
there's certainly Canadian, there's certainly local, there's different cameras, but I don't think it was from one of ours. And if it was, it's just one of those things that, I mean, we were dying to see this because what you get on every other angle, as you've seen, is you get what appears to be a swing. And then what you get is appears to be the head going back, but you don't really see the contact. And you can make the assumption that one leads to the other. The same way that you can make the assumption that when a puck is under a goaltender's glove and it's in the back of the net, but you can't see the line, it's there, but it's not ruled a goal. And I listen, man, I don't know. I'm not going through all the feeds. All I know is all of a sudden I'm in the makeup chair the day of show, and I get a text about, hey, take a look at this. And I'm like,
my God.
what? And the funny thing is, I'm not even kidding, David. I'm sitting there and I'm like, is this like AI? Did someone put this on the internet? Did someone just create this video? Like, do we know this is real? And it was. And I don't know. It's strange. It could have been ours. It may not have been. I don't know. We're certainly not hiding anything. Trust me when I say we would have much rather had that video earlier on to save us all a lot of time and headaches. But we got it when we got it. We put it on.
Oh, I love the story even more that you didn't have it. Now you don't know where you got it. I mean, it's such a Zapruder film moment. It is so great. It is so great. So this postseason has just been amazing. For you, why is Conor McDavid such box office? Why is he a can't miss star when our hockey fans or just sports fans are like flipping around and going like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch this game?
I think he's the equivalent of, say, Messi in soccer. I think he's that good and he's that dynamic where you don't need to fully understand the intricacies of the game. You just have to be a sports fan to see almost instantly just how special he is. Messi is like that. He gets the ball at his feet and everyone is on the edge of their seat. Something magical could happen. McDavid is like that too. He is playing at a different speed. He's processing information at a different speed. And what I love about him in many ways, similarly to Messi, is Messi came into MLS and a lot of people are like, it's going to be a retirement league for him. No, every time he's on the pitch, he's looking to tear people's hearts out. And I think that is McDavid's mentality as well. He wants to win desperately. He's going to hit people in the playoffs, which is something earlier in his career he wasn't. He plays with an edge. He plays angry at times. But his vision is something that, like, if you're a basketball fan, a lacrosse fan, a soccer fan, the way he sees angles, it's sort of magical, and you shouldn't be able to see him at the speed that he plays. He's that good. And what complicates the matter, though, is if Messi wants to, he'll play a full 90 minutes. All you're going to see McDavid for is a third of the game. That's just the way it works in hockey. So can he influence and impact the game enough within that 20 to 22 minutes of game time to win? Can he do that for his team? Or what most people say is, can the rest of his team pick it up? And I think right now, for the most part, what you've seen is a little bit of both. You've seen McDavid be brilliant. You've seen Draisaitl be equally brilliant on his team, Leon Draisaitl. And you've seen other guys on his team really pick it up. And I think especially defensively. We are used to talking about their power play like it's the Harlem Globetrotters, and it's been spectacular. But the truth is their penalty kill, which is a lot of their bottom six forwards, a lot of the grind guys and the plumbers out there, they have been great. And that is a big difference maker for this team. And it could be a big reason why they get to the Stanley Cup final.
I love the chemistry you guys have built on the TNT set. I just think it's really great because everybody loves the game. Everybody's smart and works together, but you guys can rib one another. You have fun. I mean, Biss says just some ridiculous things. And so you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Little Barkley-esque. But you guys are just having fun, but you love the game as well. So what's the key to trying to find that chemistry and make sure that it comes over the TV screen? Because I think hockey fans love it.
Well, listen, first of all, I appreciate that. I mean, I love doing the show. It doesn't feel like work. And I'm not just saying that because they're paying me. I love this job. I love these guys. And you want a group of people that you'd ordinarily want to sit around and watch a game with. And I think we have that. I think Gretzky has made it magical in many ways. First is you have the greatest of all time. It's basically like having Michael Jordan at the desk for basketball and being able to ask him whatever you want. He has been willing to share stories, to detail parts of his life, his game, positive and negative, serious and funny, which he's willing to be open. And that's been a big difference. I think what we knew early on was that we were all pretty comfortable. We wanted to be loose. We wanted to be able to bust on each other. No one's going to have hurt feelings at the end of the night. I think what I was unsure of is, does Gretzky want that? Does he want any part of that at all? Or is he going to look at us and be like, you guys are clowns. I don't need anything. I'm the great one. I don't need to do this. But early on in that process, Gretzky was giving as good as he got. He wanted to go back and forth. He wants it to feel like a locker room. He's still that guy. He's still a hockey player. And I think that's the cool thing about this sport is that guys do want to have that feeling like they're part of something. They're in the locker room, and in the locker room, everyone's equal. Listen, we know he's the great one, and we're going to lean on him heavily in terms of insight. But when it comes to just back and forth banter, everybody's a teammate. And that's, I think, why it works. So, and I think TNT has a lot to do with that. NBA, inside the NBA, set a tone. And everyone's trying to be like inside the NBA in some regard because they are so special and they do such a great job. I think what this place has allowed us to do is just be ourselves, but know that a show like Inside the NBA that is loose, that is free flowing, that is often way off the rails, is something that's okay. And it's something that if it's driven off the rails, see if the view's better there and just keep it off the rails for a while. Maybe it's a little bit more entertaining. And I love that about this show. Like, I'm not constantly trying to check these guys. You know what? If this is better, let's just roll with that.
Yeah, no, it's a smart strategy by you, because when it gets rolling like that, it's really good television, and hockey fans love it. And you guys have treated the sport with the care and the respect that it deserves. So bravo to you guys. And tomorrow night, Game 3, Western Conference Finals from Edmonton, which is going to just be ridiculous. Delirium in Edmonton tomorrow night. So check it out. Monday night, Game 3. It's a 1-1 series between the Oilers and the Stars. Liam McHugh, he's one of the best of the biz, joining us here on a holiday weekend. But I know all of the listeners out there, the D-Aliens, appreciate you very much for coming on and stepping up when you have a couple of days off, potentially in between a game, what have you. So appreciate that, and get that sweat on, man. Get that swole.
Oh, I'm gross, man. I was built for radio, my friend.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
All right, take care.
All right, Liam McHugh joining us from the NHL on TNT. Tomorrow night, Game 3, Western Conference Finals. How great is that? Drop it on by live right there. And Liam from his hotel room. You got to love it.